What is up, guys? Thanks so much for tuning in. I am that boarding school dude. Welcome to another episode. Today, we're going to be going outside of the New England area. We're going to be going outside of the New Jersey and Pennsylvania area. We're going south of the Mason-Dixon line, and we are going to be checking out one of our very first boarding schools in Maryland. And if you couldn't have guessed it by now, we're going to Georgetown Prep today, so stay tuned. Guys, welcome back. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot. So, Georgetown Prep. I'm just going to be flat out honest. I don't even really know that much about Georgetown Prep, except for a couple things. Georgetown Prep is a boarding school right outside of Washington, D.C. It's actually in North Bethesda. I believe that's right outside the Beltway, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure if I am, I know that you guys will slash me to pieces in the comments section. That's okay. Georgetown Prep, I think as of a couple of years ago, it was the 4th or 5th most expensive boarding school in the entire country. I think it was around $60,000. I'm sure it's probably a couple $1,000 more as of 2020. When I look at this school, there's a couple things that jump out to me, but I love the logo. Is that weird? I don't know. It kind of reminds me of I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Valley Forge Military Academy, but it's kind of similar to that. It looks like super patriotic. I don't know. It's just kind of cool. They've got some pretty amazing alumni, and it's not even really that surprising. When you're in that close proximity to Washington, D.C., listen, let me just tell you that, a lot of these Washingtonians, they don't really send their kids to public school there, even though they're sent there from all over the country, like congressmen and senators, and they don't send their kids to public school there. How do I know this? Well, I'll give you an example. The boarding school that I graduated from, the head of school at the time, after I left, transferred down to a private school in D.C. Many of you guys probably have heard of it. A lot of presidents send their kids there. It's called Sidwell Friends. The headmaster at my boarding school, the one that I graduated from, became the headmaster or the head of school at Sidwell Friends. I believe he was actually the head of school when President Obama sent his kids to Sidwell Friends. So why am I telling you that? I'm telling you that because a lot of the private schools around the D.C. area absorb a lot of Congress's children. Okay. Notable alumni: Georgetown Prep, the newly appointed two, as a matter of fact, newly appointed Supreme Court justices: Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch and Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
Yes, we drank beer. I liked beer. Still like beer.
They both went to Georgetown Prep. I mean, there's a smattering of other people that also went there. I think Robert F. Kennedy Jr. went there. So, look, they, by default, being that close to D.C., you're going to get a lot of, people in government's children. Besides that, I think it's a very selective school. And shout out to somebody who emailed me not too long ago. They said, hey, you should really check out Georgetown Prep. And again, I don't really have a lot of time to do every school that people reach out to me about. But I thought this one was interesting after reading about it because, it's outside of the old guard of the New England and New England schools. And there's a lot of them up there. But this one is lesser known to people north of the Mason-Dixon line. So waste any more time. Let's get right into it. I haven't seen any marketing videos on Georgetown Prep. So we'll check it out together. So let's dive in. Okay, guys, so we're going to look at this one. Now, before I even begin the video, I'm just going to say that right out of the gate, I'm finding a ton of videos about their athletics program. Not so much about the school in general. And the ones that I am finding out about the school, they're kind of old, so that might be a ding. But Anyway, this one's from 2012. It's an open house. So let's just check it out, and hopefully this kind of gives us a good look-see into what's happening here. 1789. I feel like I'm getting married. It's like give me a little bit of anxiety. Jesuit school, by the way. It's the only Jesuit boarding school in the country. All boys. About 125 kids per class, 9 through 12. I'm already kind of getting the feeling that this school, like I have a feeling that you really don't get away with too much at this school. And I could be totally wrong, but it looks pretty buttoned up. It almost kind of reminds me of like the way, um, like like the Dead Poet Society movie was kind of like characterized. If that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of strict. I feel like most Catholic schools are kind of strict. Anyway, and I know I keep stopping it, but I saw like a little headline that said like Georgetown Prep, the pathway to success. And I've said this in previous videos, you know, when you're paying that type of money, there's no guarantee that you're going to be successful in life. I mean, I definitely think it gives you more opportunities. But I have a feeling that the parents that send their kids here are expecting big things. Big things. Like, I don't really feel like a lot of people are going to graduate from here and become like social workers. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, like, I just kind of getting that impression. It's a little starchy. It reminds me of a lot of all boys private schools. I mean, it really does. Even the colors too. Like, I don't know, is it just me or is like every all boys school it's very bland colors? Looks nice. We're almost done this one. Kind of get the idea of this video. Every guy in this video, like in the back of their head, is just thinking, God, I wish there was girls here. Nice. Okay. Let's take a look at this. It's kind of interesting. Man, It's either on a golf course or it's their own golf course. If it's their own golf course, that's fucking awesome. Okay. I don't even really play golf that much. I mean, I go out maybe once or twice a year with some buddies. I don't think I can, off the top of my head, think of any boarding school I know of that has an 18-hole golf course on campus. There's, I'm just gonna, there's no way that's theirs. No way. If it is, that's awesome. I mean, that's just like, that almost kind of reinforces the idea I had in my head that this is like kind of the school of like the country club set. Very buttoned up, starchy, slightly more conservative, kind of like the antithesis of Sidwell Friends, which I've never been to Sidwell, but it's a friend's school, so I'm sure that there's like a lot of like dreadlocks and Birkenstocks. But whatever, let's keep going. Nice campus so far. Okay, we got it. Okay, let's check out this one, Georgetown Prep boarding program. Let's see what it's all about. Love the logo. (2015). Move-in day. Move-in day always sucks. Kind of want to see the dorm rooms though.
Georgetown Prep really stuck out to me because of the sense of community that we have here. But like in Georgetown Prep,
I feel like every one of these like marketing videos from all of the schools say it's really special to me because like there's always such a sense of community. Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of universal for most boarding schools.
everyone is like brothers and everyone's like helping each other without like expecting anything back.
Georgetown Prep, especially the resident community, provided a structure that I needed in order to succeed.
I chose Prep because of the diversity. There's really nobody here that hasn't become part of our little community. Everybody's kind of accepted and everybody like welcome.
Russia. I don't think it's a stretch to say that he's probably like somebody's kid from like the embassy.
So
Oof. Man, see that? I hate seeing cinder block in dorms. Through college, through like I don't like cinder block. Kind of reminds me of like jail. I've never been to jail, but I'm just saying, kind of reminds me of jail. Like I feel like they need to like jazz it up a little bit. Okay, hardwood floors in there. That's nice. Okay, that's cool. Oh, man, surprised there are a lot of TVs in there.
It just provided me with that independence and necessary time management skills that I'm going to need later in life.
the responsibility was definitely the first big thing I had to adjust. You know, making sure you go to bed on time, make sure you got all your homework done. But you adjust. You know, it was a good adjustment. You had your friends there, you're doing the same, learning the same things with you. I feel I've become a lot more independent.
This school reminds me so much of like the first boarding school that I went to. You know, dress slacks, um, belt, collared shirt, tie, sport jacket, dress shoes. Like every one of these kids kind of like reminds me of like the carbon copy of like each other. They're all wearing like bucks. You never had to wear like clay bottom bucks. Then, you know, yeah, that's an interesting school uniform piece. I remember them well. And anyway, like there's a lot of like religious things I'm seeing around here. It's very similar to the one I went to. I'm sure this place is like very buttoned up.
Feel that I've just grown into a more mature young man. It's a very wonderful experience to have so many friends at prep, and they're just like brothers to me. I know a couple of friends from Nigeria, from Spain. We got guys from South Korea, Thailand, Canada, Italy.
My friends are from Taiwan, Korea.
A lot of kids also from the States. I've become brothers with people from all over the world, and I love it.
Guys, can anybody tell me in the comments down below who like their like sister school is? Like these guys have to have some sort of like all girl sister school that they do like socials or formals or like things with.
I really like the location of
God,
it work.
The guy looked really small in that chair, didn't he?
That's like you see.
I'm a member of the International Relations Club at Prep. There are a lot of really good opportunities that come from being located right outside DC.
Oh, I'm sure.
Georgetown or Bethesda. I'll take the metro. The metro is just right here, and you can pick it up, be in Bethesda or DC in half an hour.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I mean, I'm big on like these schools having access to like things to do on the weekend. And for all of you people out there who went to boarding school, you know how boring that it can be on the weekends if you're at a school that's not close to like a town. And a lot of times what happens is that, all of that just like time on weekends where there's nothing to do and nowhere to go, you kind of usually end up like getting in trouble because like what do they say? Like what's that quote that like the like absent mind is the devil's playground, or I don't know. I'm sure you guys will tell me in the comments section, but like the idle mind is like the devil's playground. I don't know. I feel like a lot of these schools try really hard to like prepare things for students on weekends to do, like take a school bus somewhere or like take like school van somewhere for like a trip for a couple hours. We used to do like day trips into Philadelphia, day trips to like the mall, like I don't know, things like that. And like a lot of times like I felt bad, like a lot of kids who lived kind of locally but not really, they would just either take like the train home or get picked up from school and go home on weekends. A lot of these kids, like international students and people who live far away, like they're not going home on weekends. So that's kind of cool that they can just bop right into like DC, and it's pretty cool because being that it's DC, it's kind of like a recessionless town. I mean, it's always going to be hopping. It's never really going to be like having a downturn. Anyway, let's just keep going. Pretty good so far.
Take a look at the monuments, awesome museums. We go to the Nets game in DC. And just experience a different culture that is there. I know a bunch of seniors have also.
The Nets game? You said the Nets game? Nets are the Brooklyn Nets. Isn't it like the Washington Bullets? Are they still a team? Oh no, it's the Wizards now. The hell's that kid talking about?
Utilize how close the DC area is and have found internships.
And not for anything, but I'm sure that their like kind of like network is amazing in DC. If you end up like going to like American University or Georgetown or like I feel like when I touched on previously saying that like the school's like a pathway to success, I think if you stay within like the geographical area, yeah, it probably could be a pathway to success. I mean, a lot of these like schools, I feel like they're just like a stepping stone to like the next kind of like benchmark that you like just tick off of like a checklist here, Georgetown Prep, then like Ivy League, then like Wall Street, or like, some sort of staffer or something in DC. I don't know. Just whatever. Supreme Court justice, Not for anything. I'm sure it's an amazing marketing tool for this school if they know how to market it properly. It's, you know,
Big fan of Jesuit education. I think you should take advantage of this awesome environment of having a Jesuit boarding school here at Prep. I feel that the Jesuit education, there's nothing else like it. It's a very unique experience.
Georgetown Prep helps build your person, not just your academics or not just your athletics. They also build you spiritually. It's definitely challenging, the Jesuit education. They push you to think kind of beyond conventional ways.
can anybody tell me what, like, I guess I would have to assume that Georgetown University is Jesuit also? Guys, comment down below. Let me know what other, like, big name Jesuit universities are out there. I don't know. I can't think of any.
It was a great experience coming to prep, realizing that the teachers have their students' interests in mind. They're doing whatever they can to help the students succeed.
The teachers give me a lot of like time for me to do this thing I like.
Very challenging. I've never been challenged so hard and so much in my entire life.
Classes at Prep.
That's good. You know, I feel like half of the battle of going away to school is, you know, being challenged. And if you're not being challenged, then I'm sorry, you're probably at a shitty school. I kind of felt that way, like sometimes in like public school. Um, sometimes, whatever.
Be similar to college courses in style. There's no like room, I guess, to slack it. And make sure that you're always on top of things, so that way going forward, you know what to do and get it.
That kid just looks smart. Is it just me? I don't know.
我最爱的学校就是乔治城预科学校，我非常的喜欢它，它给我带来了我人生中最快乐的经历。Prep isn't just a home away from home; it's your home.
If I didn't have the subtitles down there, I probably, it's like bad to say, but I probably would have thought that kid had to say like, "I'm getting the hell out of here" before COVID-19. So, just kidding. Okay. Okay, guys, there you go. So Georgetown Prep. A couple other stats for you. It sits on a 93-acre campus. The average SAT score is 1386. Pretty damn respectable, if I don't say so myself. The other thing is that they have a 23% acceptance rate. So we put this all together. It's kind of shaping up to me like a very good school. I don't think that it has the distinguished kind of like rich history, although it should, of like the New England boarding schools or the reputation. But I think that, you know, you're definitely talking top 20 schools in the country. I've actually read that also. So, and it's not surprising. It seems really buttoned up. And if you're have the balls to have the fifth highest tuition in the entire country, you got to back it up. I mean, that's the bottom line. You have to back it up. So I would almost kind of expect those SAT scores to be averaging like in the 1400s. I don't know. Is that fair to say? I don't know. I just don't know. But what I can tell you is that every single guy at that school wishes there was girls there. Unfortunately, there's not. Anyway, let's get right to it. Look, I actually kind of thought that their marketing videos were pretty well put together. Kind of classy, too. I like that. Oh, man, I really wish I could, like, really wish I knew about that golf course on campus. Like, it's so, like, it's just situated so nicely right there. It's like, dare I say lovely? I don't know. Woo! Okay, getting right to it. I don't know. There's a score coming right into my head between the high tuition, the teacher to student ratio, which is around 9-1, the average SAT score, you're right outside of DC. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's not a stretch to say that this is probably in the top 2 best schools in the metropolitan DC area. I think that's fair to say. I mean, it's, you know, I don't want to give it a rookie score and give it like a round number, so I'm going to give it a 9.1. that boarding school dude score, Georgetown Prep 9.1. Looks pretty classy. Got to admit, yeah, I mean, if I lived in like the DC area and I hated my kid and didn't want to send him to a co-ed school, I would have no problem sending him to Georgetown Prep. I mean, looks like their athletics they take very seriously. And I saw a lot of videos like that, but I don't want to bore you guys with that. So anyway, that's a review. Georgetown Prep 9.1. Pretty nice to me. I would send my kid there. I would hope that he wouldn't sneak off campus on the weekends and, you know, be a lurker and like try to find girls, which happens a lot of the time. I got to be honest with you, at all boys schools, they get like crazy when there's like the opposite sex like isn't around. But anyway, guys, that's another one in the books. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button. It really means a lot, and I really appreciate it. And I'll see you soon. Thanks.